Death and Dementia, video 22. Hopefully, some of you looked at the book Genius Foods I talked about. It's in the link if you guys get a chance, take a look at it. And the more I read about Alzheimer's, dementia, and just general health, I mean, the United States of America is in very poor health. And I told you last video, that's why I'm kind of excited about RFK Jr. pairing up with Trump. And I think RFK Jr. is on the right track. We're trying to fix a lot of these things. Sugar is freaking killing us. And once again, I'm no stranger to sugar, eating it, but for the love of God, in moderation, and do something to take care of yourself. And I think the more I read, the more I think that the people who are saying that Alzheimer's, dementia are probably type 3 diabetes makes a lot of sense to me. Do some reading, make your own decisions on it, but it's out there, and I'll put the link up. It's under my Amazon Associates account for the book Genius Foods. So hopefully somebody takes a look at that, and at least if you're at risk, maybe do some things now that hopefully can prevent the disease. I think we need to pay more attention to the prevention of Alzheimer's, dementia, because right now there's not much out there, like I mentioned before, about treatment. Certainly no cure that anyone's talking about. And so I think prevention is going to be where it's at least for now. Update on Mike Wentling's company, Mike Wentling, his wife, I should say, Familiar Surroundings. They started 3 days ago, and then yesterday was the second time they took mom and dad for a walk. And after the first walk, I'd gone to see mom and dad, and that's the first time I see my mom smile in, I mean, months and months and months. And she was extremely happy. She, for the most part, remembers the walks. Dad doesn't remember the walks 10 minutes later, but he's happy while he's going. The process of contacting Mike Wentling and getting everything going, I think it was, like I said, a couple days before the paperwork was done, and part of the delay was my fault, not his. And then within a couple of days, he had the staffing for it. They were out doing exactly what I wanted. The staff really didn't have many questions because they're more experienced in dealing with people like this than I am. I'm only dealing with two of them, and this is what they do for a living. And everything they've done so far has been perfect, absolutely perfect. I'll put Familiar Surroundings website up on this one again, and they're gonna be doing 3 walks a week with mom and dad. And it's nice that mom gets to do her faster pace walk. They go back, they get pop, and they can kind of go on a stroll together, and gets him out of memory care for a little while. I probably wouldn't want to take dad out right now just because I don't know how to deal with that sort of thing very well, and he's kind of up and down and back and forth. But Mike's staff has no problem, and there have been no issues so far. So I highly recommend them. And to Mike and his wife and Familiar Surroundings, thank you very much for doing what you do. I really appreciate it. Kind of the update on where dad and mom are. So dad's still doesn't know who I am 99.99% of the time. He knows who mom is. I don't know that he knows they're married. At one point, he called her his fiance the other day, and then a little while later, I don't even think if he knew that. But it changes minute to minute. If you have people that you care about going down this road, that's what I'm learning is kind of what to expect. That literally minute to minute, there's going to be something different going on in their head. Dad, for 6-8 months or more maybe, was stuck in the 1950s. Now he's stuck in the late 60s, during the Vietnam War. And so dad was a medic during the Vietnam War, and he was stationed in the United States and helped to receive the wounded as they came back from the war. And he thinks the facility he's in is a military installation, and they're back in the war. He actually thinks he's going into combat at some point. And so with that, and that's been his mindset for, man, several weeks now. He's stuck there. So I can kind of understand when you have that mindset that you're about to go into a battle. I'm not a veteran. I did 27 years in law enforcement, if you haven't figured that out yet. And God bless all the veterans and people in our military out there, men and women. Love you guys. But couldn't imagine you getting ready to go into combat, and in his head, that's where he is. He's getting ready to go to war, and then he sees people around him that he doesn't know or not familiar, and I could understand the agitation. I mean, for the love of God. So that's where he is. Where mom is, I mentioned a little bit. The changes are minute to minute. She will call me up and say, hey, I just saw dad, and here's what's going on with him. And then I'll get another call, and I know she'll say, I know I'm married, but I don't remember anything about him. And then a little while later, you get another call saying that, where's your father? I can't find him. And you have to tell her how to get to him downstairs, or I'll have someone come up and bring her down. So she's very, very back and forth right now. And same thing as dad, it changes literally minute to minute. And so you can't really keep up on anything. We're still trying to put together dad's room. He's in a temporary room right now until a permanent room comes available in memory care. So it's hard for us to get everything situated in there. We do have the Jubilee, which I talked about, hooked up in mom's room. It seems to be working perfectly, just as they said on the advertisement. And I don't know if I mentioned before, when I called their helpline because of some user error shit, they were great. The helpline was outstanding, which these days you don't get good customer service normally, but they had it, so I was impressed with that. We got another Jubilee for dad's room. We just can't set it up yet until he gets a permanent room. And the best thing about what will be the best thing about it is it answers automatically. So we can call the staff and say, hey, we're going to call mom or dad in 10 minutes. Can you make sure they're in their room? And all they have to do is bring them into their room, set them down, and we can do a video call that answers automatically. And they're looking at us on their TV, and we'll be looking at them on our computer, our phone, or whatever it is that you're using, probably phone, and have the conversation. And they don't have to hang up. They don't have to do anything like that. It's all done for them. So looking forward to getting that done. Have some more updates as they come in a few days. Until then, God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America. Thanks for watching. I'm hoping these videos are going to help somebody out there. Please look at the attachments to the videos. I've attached just the websites to some of the people who I speak to. And I've also attached my Amazon Associates links to some of the products that we've used for mom and dad, and some other things that look like they would be helpful for people in similar situations. God bless.